Hey everybody, welcome back. And today we have a really meaty video we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about what our trip plans for 2023 are looking like. At the time this video is recording, we're still into the month of February, so we have a lot of time to get a lot of stuff done. And we were in the planning process for everything, so now we usually come out with these videos as soon as we have everything planned for the rest of the year. So let's get straight into it. Spring break this year, we're probably not going to be doing anything because of our economy and the way that things are rolling out. We might end up taking a small trip into like Shreveport or something, doing another review on the museum down there that Asher had such a great time at when he was a lot smaller. But aside from that, we're probably not going to really be doing a whole lot for spring break unless a water park opens around here. We had talked about possibly going over to Epic Waters one day. So that's more than likely what we're going to do is head over there for the spring break. Summertime, we normally take like a weekend trip for the summer, just so that way we can have some content. Normally we do like a San Antonio Six Flags trip during that time. This year we're not going to be doing that. We were sitting down talking and looking back at a lot of stuff, and we really wanted to do something different and definitely unique this year. Going back and doing Fiesta Texas and SeaWorld and Six Flags Over Texas in one weekend, there's really just not a lot of excitement with doing that. So we really wanted to do something new, something that was new and fresh, although now what is being called Hurricane Harbor San Antonio, just really not a lot that we can actually do during the summertime there that we haven't already done a million times. So this year we'll be heading to New Braunfels, which is just outside of San Antonio. We'll more than likely be having our hotel room there in San Antonio, but we're going to be visiting Slitterbahn for a course of a couple of days, because Slitterbahn is just so huge there. There's so many things there to do. Can't do it all in one day. We actually wanted to be able to enjoy ourselves while we were at the park. We will be heading to Fiesta Texas though later in the afternoon. We'll be heading to Fiesta Texas towards the end of our day, simply to record Rock the Night. If anybody's asking, this is probably one of the most requested fireworks shows that people have wanted me to do, is doing Rock the Night. So we're hoping they're going to be showing the show both nights we're there, because I have 3 cameras that I'm going to be able to record with, but I need the extra showing of the show in order to get a full workup of it, because I would like to get some footage of the show outside of the park. But we're going to figure it out one way or the other. If they're only showing the show one day while we're there, we'll shoot it and then we'll edit it and do a full workup with audio and everything on it. So that will more than likely be happening during the week of 4th of July, because we're off for like an extended time. So that'll give us plenty of time to go on a trip there and be able to take our time and have a good time for our summer trip that time as well. We don't have anything else planned after that until our September trip, which is going to be the bulk of this video. There is a lot of stuff going on this September when we're going to Disney World. This Disney World trip is probably by far the most adverse and crazy trip that we have done with a toddler. We recently took a trip to Disney World back in December, and a lot of the things, by being there by myself, I was able to maneuver around the parks and around a lot of the different resorts there to be able to see exactly what they had to offer and what I feel would have been a great job for my toddler. A lot of the things that he likes and a lot of the stuff that he likes to do. So I really wanted to get a feel for that without actually him being there, and we were able to do that. One of the things I want to mention that I had the most fun at when I was there in December, while the crowds were really bad, I was actually able to maneuver through and around the crowds fairly easily. So I don't really see what everyone's personal issues with the crowds being so, crazy where you don't want to go. I mean, if you know how to maneuver around crowds like we do, like we've been doing for years, it's really not that bad as long as you know how to maneuver around that area. But we got a video coming out over the next few weeks about, how to survive Disney during those heavy peak times. Like I said, we're doing things a lot different this year. When I went in December, I had a dining reservation every single day. I had one table service per day. There are a lot of things that you can do to kind of get a break from the crowd when you're going in September. It is excruciatingly hot. It is definitely hot. So getting these table services once per day gives you a guaranteed idea to sit down for your lunch or dinner, getting a break from the heat and sitting down and just relaxing and actually being able to enjoy your meal, which was something that I enjoyed more than anything when I was there in December, because it gave me a break from the insane crowds. It gave me a break from waiting in line. And I would just actually just sit back and just relax, take a load off and just sit back, which was one of the best parts that I enjoyed of my vacation back in December. So it's definitely something we wanted to do with Asher, and with doing it with the baby means more character dining experiences. Anytime you pay for character dining experiences, you're always going to shell out more money for that. So that's what our plans are here for that. We're going to break everything down for you. A lot of this stuff is going to be subject to change, like a lot of the dining reservations that we have scheduled up. There are a couple of them that I'm probably going to end up throwing out, just because we just don't want to pay for them. If it comes down to, finances and stuff like this, we really don't want to pay for that experience or whatever, or I don't really feel it's going to be beneficial at all, then we're probably just going to cut it out and then do something else. Because we would rather have a good time doing something than wasting money at Cinderella's Royal Table, which is something that a lot of people have said, oh, well, you have to try at least one time. It's just not something that we're more than likely definitely not going to do, especially with a 4-year-old boy. Okay, it just doesn't really have the same ring to it, in my opinion. We'll be going on from September the 2nd to September the 12th. Our flight leaves first thing in the morning, just like it always should be doing, leaving first thing, so that way we can get there as quickly and efficiently as possible. We will be shooting multiple angles for Happily Ever After. There is one of the things in talking about this that really made me want to invest in something when it comes to doing this. When I'm recording a fireworks show, there is one thing in the world that I cannot stand, and that is the person next to me to set this kid up on their shoulders, blocking my camera view. There is nothing more annoying that you physically see somebody sitting there recording a show and you purposely put your child in front of my camera. There is nothing more frustrating than that. I understand people want their kids to see the show and have a good time. Disney World is a huge place. Magic Kingdom is a huge place. Find another place. So in order to get around this, we actually ordered a 7-foot tripod to be able to avoid this type of dilemma in the future. For those of you who don't understand, 7 feet is probably about a foot taller than the normal person is, but we'll be able to maneuver around with the stroller and stuff to be able to make sure people don't get right in front of our cameras, and definitely right over my microphones that we're going to have stored there. So we're going to be shooting Happily Ever After 5 nights. 5 nights is a lot for a fireworks video. It is very, very extensive. We're shooting one night at California Grill on top of the Contemporary Resort. That'll be our first night. We always have dinner at California Grill when we first arrive at Disney World. It's just kind of the thing that me and Asher like to do. And then after that, we'll shoot our first angle for Happily Ever After there. And then the next day, like we always do with the kid, the first park we go to is Magic Kingdom. Another reason for investing in this tripod is trying to record with a toddler is extremely challenging, especially when he wants to see the show and you want to enjoy the show with him. And the best way to do that is to have a tripod that physically holds your camera there, so that way you don't have to hold the camera and try to explain to your toddler what's going on. The video and the camera and everything records itself. All you have to do is just make sure nobody hits it. That's it. So that's another reason why we're doing that, so we can actually sit back and enjoy these shows and not have this big camera right in front of my face or my arms getting tired from holding the camera. It's something we utilized during our December trip, but we had an issues on the airplane, so it got broke. So after Magic Kingdom, we do have dining reservations set up, but like I said, these things are going to be subject to change. So we're probably not going to go over dining reservations here because, like I said, we've got probably about another 4 months before we actually have to finalize that. So it's really, really not such a big deal. Second day, Hollywood Studios. We're going to be recording Fantasmic because we had a little mix-up back in January where we accidentally deleted all of our Disney World videos. We were able to recover most of them, but we lost all of our Harmonious videos and all of the Fantasmic videos, so now we have to reshoot Fantasmic. We're probably going to reshoot Fantasmic anyway with the 8K camera, just so that way we can get a better video of it. I didn't want to shoot Happily Ever After in 8K, simply for the fact that I really don't see the difference between the 4K and 8K based on the camera that I'm using. With Fantasmic, it's different because things are further away. So that's why we want the 8K view there. Anytime I edit an 8K video, it's always going to downscale to 4K because nobody's going to benefit from watching a 4K video on YouTube. Nobody has an 8K monitor. At least nobody that I know. If you do, let me know in the comments down below. But I seriously doubt a lot of people have 8K capabilities and 8K monitors to be able to get the benefit of that. So that's why we always upload them at 8K and then downscale them to 4K. We'll be recording Fantasmic 2 nights. We've got the dining reservations for reserved seating for the first show. This is one of Asher's favorite shows. Angle number 3 for Happily Ever After on the 5th at Magic Kingdom. Then we'll head to our only day at Epcot on September the 6th. The only reason we wanted one day is because Epcot Forever is coming back, and I'm really not a fan of that show. So that's why we only have one night there, one day there. Our dining reservations for here are set in stone. We're going to have lunch at Space 220 in the lounge, not in the restaurant. We're going to go into the lounge so that way we get to go through the experience of what they have there, but not have to rely so much on the food. Get a couple of drinks and just sit back and relax there for a little while. And then we'll have our dinner at Le Cellier Steakhouse, which I went for the first time back in December, which had one of the best steaks and one of the best meals that I've had in Epcot. Aside from Via Napoli, I actually love that place. That place is amazing. So I kind of have mixed feelings on which one is really better. September 7th, we have absolutely nothing going on. It's a park-free day. Not going to SeaWorld like we did last year. Instead, we'll be having a resort day at Pop Century. We'll have a pool day, and then we'll probably go to Topolino's Terrace at the Riviera for dinner that night. And then we'll make our way to the monorail and go to the Polynesian Village and watch the fireworks from there. This is something that a lot of people don't really know about, is that you have a really good view from the Polynesian Village, and you don't really have to pay anything for it. You'll see all these firework parties going onto the water, the dessert parties, and all these things that you have to pay hundreds of dollars for, when you could just take a monorail to the Polynesian, get there a little bit, get you a good spot, and then just get you some Dole Whip and sit back and relax and watch the fireworks. They crank the music up pretty well, so I mean it's definitely not bad. So we might record that night, or we might stream. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to do based on how everything's set up. We'll have to see how the show turns out. But you guys let me know in the comments down below if you would rather us stream that here or just get a 6th angle from there. September 8th, we'll be going back to Magic Kingdom, getting another angle for our Happily Ever After video. I do believe this is one of the days where we're going to be sitting throwing up in the air between Crystal Palace and Cinderella's Royal Table. Let me know in the comments down below which you guys think is going to be the better fit, especially with the little boy. September 9th, we'll be going to Hollywood Studios, recording Fantasmic the last 2 times to getting everything ready for another video for Fantasmic. September 10th, we'll be going back to Magic Kingdom, getting our final angle for Happily Ever After. We'll be wrapping things up there, probably right around the outside mid to right down Main Street. Monday, September 11th, we'll be heading to Animal Kingdom. This is a day that we're assuming is going to be a party day, as normally September 11th usually is a party day. If not, we'll be maneuvering this around. The party date should be coming available either next month or first thing in May. So once we get an idea of what the party dates are going to be, we'll start moving that stuff around. But the thing is to go and ride the 3 rides that we want to ride at Animal Kingdom, which are Flight of Passage, the Hobby River Journey, and Expedition Everest. We will probably fit in the other one, Kilimanjaro Safari. We might skip that this year, but because Megan's going, we'll probably go ahead and do it. We'll ride those things, eat lunch at Tusker House, and then dip out. We'll dip out, leave there probably about 11:30, 12 o'clock, and then we will go back to the resort, put Asher down for a nap, and then leave Pop at 3 o'clock and start making our way to Magic Kingdom for the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. We'll be doing an updated version on the Halloween party. We'll also be doing a parade, an updated version of the parade, because the one we had last year we recorded with the GoPro, which turned out completely horrible. So we definitely will be doing it with our actual camera this year. And then September the 12th, we leave Disney World, and we'll not be going back to Disney World in 2023. That's it for that trip. Like I said, not going to talk about dining reservations. It's just too much to talk about. And I'm pretty sure you guys don't care about where we're going to eat at until we start doing the reviews of the stuff. Our trip in November, actually, this skipping too far ahead, let's talk about October. Something that everyone had always talked about was going to Fright Fest at Fiesta, Texas. And this is something we wanted to do last year, but everything was just too crazy. Coming back from Disney World and editing videos and getting everything set up, and it was just so crazy. But this year, we plan on going to Fright Fest this year, 100%. In October, we'll be taking one trip for 3 days there at Fright Fest, and we'll be recording our next Inspirations video, which would be Frightful Finale. This is something that a lot of people love, and I think that this show needs a lot of love and a lot of attention. So we plan on recording this show 3 different nights. I do believe we're going to be going back down to San Antonio itself just to record the show. We'll probably get in, buy a single park day at the end of the day, and then just record the show and then dip out the next morning. That's pretty much the only reason why we're going. We're going to do a full workup on the video, so that way we can really give these 2 fireworks shows at Fiesta, Texas, gives really the recognition they deserve. Shooting these shows properly, I do believe we'll be able to do that. And then in November, we have our winter trip for me and Asher. This year is definitely going to be different. We normally would go to SeaWorld and Fiesta, Texas, and Holiday in the Park. This year, we're not doing that. Like I said at the beginning of the video, we're going to do something a lot different this year. So we're throwing a lot of different things in there. This year, we're actually going to be going to one of 2 places. It will either be Kalahari Resorts in Round Rock, Texas, or it will be Great Wolf Lodge there in Grapevine. If anybody here has been to either one of those parks, let me know in the comments down below. Which one would you recommend? Because like I said, it's so far away. We're kind of up in the air between the 2. We want the indoor water parks because the water parks is where Asher has the most fun. And it's always good, to kind of give something fresh and something new to the channel rather than just solely going to the same parks over and over again. So there's that. And then December, we've got another huge trip coming up. I will actually be leaving on December the 22nd, not going to Disney World, if that's what you were thinking. Sorry. Instead, we'll be going to meet my girlfriend and her family all the way in Southeast Asia. So we'll be traveling internationally halfway across the world. So we'll be making vlogs and videos and stuff while we're there to try to, get some content out and to show you guys just how beautiful this place is. If you guys see a lot of women's in bikinis, okay, I'm just recording, okay? That's all I'm doing, okay? So don't fraction me, YouTube, all right? It's just content. It's good content too. So yeah, we'll be going there until the first of the year, where we'll be flying back. We've got a really good deal from a lot of various different people for us to go over there. So we're really excited to go over there and kind of expand ourselves. I do believe during this trip, we're going to be going to ride one of the most craziest roller coasters that I've ever wanted to ride. And about 5.5, 6 hour flight away from where we're going is Ferrari Land. And for those of you who do not know about this park is amazing. They've got a lot of roller coasters there. Not a lot, but the quality of roller coasters there is good. But there's one roller coaster in particular I wanted to ride, and that's the Stratocoaster made by Ferrari. It's something I wanted to ride. It's one of the fastest roller coasters. So it's definitely something I wanted to ride, since the Cedar Point one is under construction. So definitely going to have some roller coasters in there. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be great. I think it'll be good to go to a completely different side of the world just to ride roller coasters and have fun. So with that being said, that is our plans for 2023. Once we get everything confirmed, we'll make another video later on about, what everything's set up for. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with us and watching today, and we will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.